As our boy Lee tries to lose weight in the park, he shouts at the girls due to his anger management disorder. The ugly boy even blames them, saying that the girls aren't even helping his situation. One of the girls responds in disgust, asking him not to get his face closer since his philtrum smells like an ass. Of course, this confuses our boy as he tries to smell it as well, and to his surprise, it is disgusting. He even blames the girls if they did something to it. In anger, Lee picks up a stone, making him feel like the worst in the middle of the week. And so he threatens them, asking what if he's ugly, stating that to him there is nothing wrong with that. The girls scream in horror when suddenly, one of the security guards in the park stops him with annoyance, as she tells our boy that being loud in public spaces is prohibited. This surprises Lee as he sees a security guard stopping him, and so the security guard asks him to follow her. It is revealed that Lee has done this many times before. It has happened 7 times now. As the security guard scolds him, she tells Lee that if he continues to behave like that, he will be banned from entering the park. In addition, she notices that the ugly boy tried to hit the girls with a big stone. Lee's response is that he had trouble controlling his anger that day. Of course, this anger is familiar to the security guard, as Lee always uses it as an excuse whenever something happens. So, our boy tells her that he won't be coming back to the park again. You see, what happened today is a common occurrence. He recalls the time when our boy ran around the park. People looked at him and laughed, even calling him a triceratops. At first, he looked for a gym. However, he cannot apply because there's a rule that if he acts distastefully or disgustingly towards other members, it will limit his use of the gym. He remembers the time when he argued with gym staff about the rules, thinking it's nonsense because it's not like he doesn't wash himself or something. But then, one of the staff shows him a mirror. Lee's face was so ugly that even mirrors shattered at the sight of him. He was so ugly that news reporters came to look for a man who broke a mirror with his face. And now he believes that being ugly is a sin. However, the World Tree of Purity is still smiling at him, saying that she still loves him even though he's ugly. But to our boy, he never minds that. To him, what is the point of being loved by a tree? The audacity of this guy. I mean, you're that guy who bangs a tree. What the fuck are you talking about? Anyway, a month went by, and he went from being morbidly obese to a 2-digit weight, which is really good. As he checks his status, he is happy with the significant improvement. He thinks he needs to keep it up. As he looks into it further, he notices an update and sees a shopping logo on his status. He checks it out and finds something called the World Tree Auction. Curious about this, the tree wife explains that the World Tree Auction is only available to the World Tree's husband or husband candidate. Its currency is made by the World Tree and the Tree people, expressing their fondness for him. Lee sees that the funds can become currency and asks how much he has. The World Tree of Purity responds that she sent a pink love to him, which is equivalent to 100 fondness and has been converted to 10,000 P. This surprises our boy as he wonders what this is all about. He ponders if the World Tree of Purity could be the sex on the mountain, wondering if that to her it felt wonderful. Later on, he asked his wife to show him what he could do with the points. He found out that he could test his luck by pulling a gacha at the shop. Curiosity got the better of him, and he couldn't resist trying it out. It turned out that our boy had a gambling addiction to gacha, like one of those addicted Genshin Impact players. Anyways, even if he felt sick or tired, he still wanted to see what he would get. However, all he obtained was mineral water, good for young seedlings, and fertilizer. But that didn't deter him. He wanted to keep going. He received an item called the Mask of Patience. When worn, it would set his attractiveness at 2, and every 5 days, his attractiveness would increase by 1. This was particularly beneficial for our boy, given his perceived lack of attractiveness. Confused by the description, he wondered if his current score of -2 points would increase by 4. However, he ultimately didn't dwell on it, as he found the item useful. He decided to roll again, and 30 minutes passed by with only multiple bottles of water to show for it. However, he also gained the characteristic combative body, which would aid him in combat, and 3 arboreal balls. These were sprouts for young seedlings, but if consumed by men, there would be significant consequences. Lee didn't know where he could use it, but he thought it would be a waste to give it to someone else, so he decided to hold on to it for now. Later on, he noticed that he had lost some weight and decided it was time to buy new clothes for himself. So, he headed to the mall and started to get used to the new world, where he could now shop naturally. Other than his family members and his favorite online games, everything seemed the same as in his old world. Sometimes, he wondered if this was all just a big prank, like the movie called The Truman Show. Yeah, I like that movie as well. He added that when he first came to this world, he received about 1 million won, but now it was all gone. Lee looked into it a bit and found out that after being accepted into the academy, He needed to get a subsidy. Now, he was nervous, wondering if he would starve until then. He contemplated whether he should think about it a bit more. As he did, he heard something about a holy tree called the Oak family's Lee Si-young. Hearing this, Lee wondered if the holy tree was a race of tree people. And now Lee is curious about them other than his Discord tree wife. Like my past ex-girlfriend who left me, he hasn't seen other tree birches, and now he wanted to see what they looked like. All the fans gather around to see the holy tree. With no other choices, our boy just gets along with the groups of people, and he sees a beautiful green-haired girl with her super stuffed up milkies. All the humans adored her like one of those K-pop stars, with her beauty and her goddamn juicy cake. Lee knows that her popularity is one thing, however, he noticed that she is a walking magazine cover. Suddenly, this mommy noticed Lee as their eyes met. As he feels something about her, he senses something within her, as if she is a part of the world tree. So, he sees a vision that she is naked, but of course, I surely won't show it because YouTube will fuck me up. As he saw the vision, he realized that the mommy is an oak tree. The mommy oak tree approaches him, while our boy is confused about what is happening. Mommy Oak Tree calls out to him and tells him that he must have something good. While we can see her honker, bonker, doinky, boinkies. Later on, Lee was summoned to a place he had no prior knowledge of and met with the woman in her office, asking her what she wanted to discuss. On her desk, there we can see her name at the desk displaying the name Lee Seong, though we can just call her Seong. Seong understands Lee's curiosity, given that she initiated the meeting. In Lee's mind, he wondered if Seong intended to reprimand him, perhaps due to his ugliness. Suddenly, Seong moves closer, attempting to entice Lee with her two goodies. She then unexpectedly grabs his thigh, causing him to wake up his Drake. As Seong moves closer, our boy can't help but admire her. When she notices Lee's Drakes, she smirks and playfully teases him, causing Lee to feel flustered and apologetic. With an enticing look, Seong continues to tease him with her gaze, questioning why he's being shy. Now, Lee realizes this and wonders if the woman is provoking him intentionally. He notices that she seems to be enjoying the interaction as well. When Seong asks for his name, Lee can't help but feel shy around her, especially as she charmingly caresses his back. She doesn't mention that there are many unique people like Lee. Instead, she subtly hints that she knows he brought something for her, referring to his precious arboreal balls. Our boy hears this and wonders if this is the one from the gacha, the one he brought with him just in case. Now, he is thinking that Seong probably wants to buy it at a high price. However, there is no such law about starving the tour where he was even hesitant about what to wear earlier. Seong then begins to demand our boy to give it to her, without any offer or rewards. This, of course, makes our boy irritated as he tries to play dumb, knowing that Seong can smell those balls and explained that the tree people are more sensitive than humans. With that, Lee confesses that he has it and asks why it is so important. Seong is confused and vividly shocked that our boy bought it without knowing what it was. She explains that for them, the tree people are an accelerant for their growth. If they have that, their child can quickly grow into adults. This makes our boy curious, and he asks why she needs it. Her response is that she needs it because her babies are waiting for it. You see, the Oak family or whatever it was, our boy doesn't even know much about this world. As far as he knows, the tree people come from the seed of the world tree, and they are established as nobles all over the world. Now, Lee knows that this mommy is probably a noble too. If she doesn't like him, she can have him killed without anyone knowing. Even so, he notices that her eyes are telling him that she doesn't want to pay even a single penny, which he doesn't like. This makes his anger issues begin to affect him. Now, the mommy tree even tries to pressure our boy by suggesting that unless he wishes to create tensions with the old family, he should consider giving it to her. However, our boy is hesitant. He cannot simply acquiesce and be taken advantage of. So, he cautiously presents them balls to the mommy tree to verify if they are indeed what she seeks. As she eagerly reaches for his balls, Lee swiftly grabs them balls, thinking of discussing the possibility of having similar items and negotiating with her. Our boy maintains composure, subtly indicating that he possesses more than what meets the eye. He mentions having additional items at home and expresses an interest in further exploration and understanding. He questioned his mommy if it would be better for them to make a deal instead of just robbing it from him. In Lee's mind, he knew that wasn't true. However, he thought he could get one or two more if he played the gacha. His question made his mommy laugh. She told him he should have kept his mouth shut to keep the two for himself. This made him even more nervous, wondering if he had been too hasty. He noticed from her tone that she never intended to make a deal. If this continued, he'd end up being taken advantage of. As Seung notices that our boy is becoming more nervous, she asks him if he regrets what he said too much. In Lee's mind, he notices that she has the expression of someone who enjoys playing with people, and he feels she's trying to emasculate him. She seems to take pleasure in his discomfort, laughing at him and purposefully displaying her massive milkers. And with that, Lee's anger intensifies as he notices everything. Suddenly, a sub-quest is initiated, challenging his tendencies toward lustful demons and anger management disorders. His wife informs him that within 30 minutes, he must sexually satisfy the tree person in front of him. The reward will be an arboreal ball, but failure means certain death. As Lee reads the message, he feels even more nervous, which Seung notices. Suddenly, another message system appears, revealing that her hidden tendency towards the blessing of the world tree and the planting encyclopedia has emerged. This surprises him even more, realizing that he can now clap them tree peaches. Lee then asked her if he could go to the restroom for a moment to gather his thoughts and consider another solution for his situation. However, as Lee was about to walk away, Seung mocked him, where she was thinking that he was only there just to beat his meat. This naturally triggers his anger management disorder because of that. Now you gone fucked up, ok mommy, literally. Oh damn, our boy Lee made a reference to a movie called Kingsman as he locked the doors, just like in the scene from the bar. This confuses the oak mommy about what was going on. But suddenly, our boy grabs the oak mommy's shirt. No to tree deforestation. Yes to tree molestation. Lee tells her that this was just a form of lovable mating action. In this scene, it's too intense, so I won't show it. Our boy, feeling extremely annoyed with the oak mommy, removes his mask and warns her that he will silence her. However, as soon as Seung sees Lee's unmasked face, she vomits due to its ugliness, angering Lee. He grabs her cheek, seemingly about to kiss her, which oddly arouses Seung, leaving her anticipating what will happen next. But, of course, here's where I leave you all hanging. What will happen next? Will our boy Lee find a way to help the mommy oak? What plans does Lee have for this oak tree? And will he ever improve his attractiveness? Stay tuned for the next part of this series. If you enjoyed this, let me know, and I'll create more content like it. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe.